Well, it looked like Mono's taking a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually,
the story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to hit the fast forward the text. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like this, or like that, as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept his fate. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced that the revealing of the embarrassing secrets could happen, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dressed like a girl, Chihiro was actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack. The armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But...
But I also don't want to leave things the way they are. So maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the thread of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so... that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. Oh, that's why. So Mondo, he asked Mondo for help, Chihiro did. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And that's why Mondo knew and kinda said, like, you know, that's why he slipped up saying dude, and what Kyoko eventually picked up on. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yup, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Huh? What did he do? You mean, that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep a secret? Because then people think that Chihiro is a girl, and therefore he hasn't spilled the secret, or that way nobody knows, or at least nobody knows that Chihiro is a guy because of Mondo, because that was the promise, right? He wouldn't tell anybody about that.
Because...
if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. So he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed. So I knew he has some honor, you know? You could definitely tell just from like the conversations we've had. And especially, he just made it such a big point that the promise between men that he made, that it meant so much to him. Because of the fact, it was something that his brothers, was it because of his brother or his mother? I'm not entirely sure. But it definitely had a special and really important meaning to him. Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it, after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible! Nothing could have been that bad. Oh, what is Mondo's secrets? Something he didn't want anyone to know? Even if it meant killing someone? Is it something with his brother, his mother, or the biker gang? Those are his three most important things to him, right? Family or the biker gang, which is kind of like family to him. So it has to be something about that.
You're wrong!
It's impossible!
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standards is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know. You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother! Oh my fuck. Really? Oh wow. This accident, right? What? Oh, Mondo was pissed. Because he tried so hard to protect that, right? To not have that secret come out. And now Monokuma just blurted it out just like that? Mondo is pissed.
Or he killed his brother to become the ultimate biker gang leader. I don't know.
Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother. His name was Daya. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle.
Vroom vroom, bitch.
Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul.
The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo just got along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? So he felt like he had to prove himself, and that was a strong way of doing so, right? Because people in the biker gang feel like Mondo took the easy road towards the top because of his brother. Therefore, if he were ever to become the leader, no one would take him seriously. So Mondo had to feel like he had to do something or commit an act, whether it was eventually that he thought was the best thing, I guess murdering his brother, I don't know, but it had to do something to command both the respect and the confidence of all the other bikers. All that'll do is make the gang look bad.
Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of all the other members of the gang, which is why
I
gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what. I gotta win.
don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top.
And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly,
Oh, his brother saved him. Wow. Oh my god.
laying the kid's brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final word.
My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry.
Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what had happened.
Hey, kid. The rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team, you and me put together. It's a promise between men.
He decided to hide the truth of what had happened from everyone else in the gang in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accidents, and as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what had happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I just...
I'm strong. Strong. Strong, 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 strong!
And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then, the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret.
Wow, I actually didn't think that Monokuma, threatening to reveal the secrets, actually impacted and affected a lot of people. Like, it impacted Chihiro, it impacted Mondo, but it's just because we don't know what their secrets are, right? Therefore, we think, like, it might not be that bad. But, yeah, dang. Mondo killed his own brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it would have been for nothing. So that's why Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I'd never felt anything like it before.
I
didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say. But after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right about then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry I lied to you.
But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
'Cause I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But
You're right. But
I want to change.
I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever.
His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself.
I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore.
That's true, like they're actually really similar, aren't they? Except he saw that someone who actually looked like physically weaker than himself, you know, actually had the courage and the balls to speak up about his weakness and actually confront it and try and make this weakness not be a weakness anymore. Which is something that, despite being in the same exact situation as Chihiro, Mondo never did or thought about that himself.
You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
Well, you were wrong, Chihiro.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I
What?
really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secrets?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong? Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo.
I felt that I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I just supposed to sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
And Chihiro doesn't know, right? Because she really sees Mondo because she doesn't know about his secret. So Chihiro just keeps saying, "Oh, you're so strong, you're so strong." But Chihiro saying that just like makes Mondo feel even worse about it, you know, because to him it feels like Chihiro's actually rubbing it in, like Chihiro's actually saying like, "Yeah, I'm stronger than you," and then he's sarcastically saying, "Yeah, you're so strong, but I'm actually stronger than you."
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. I'm strong, because that's the lie he keeps telling himself. Strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch.
And stronger than Daya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him, down on the ground. Hey!
I killed him. I killed Chihiro.
Dang.
Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. But I guess that's just, you know, an act for him to try to come across as strong. Because that's the part of the act that he wants people to think of him as, right? He wants people to think that he is strong. He wants everyone to believe that he's strong, while in reality he's not. So he's putting up this act of like being overly aggressive, overly angry and everything, so that people think that. So he's basically trying to compensate for it. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in the heart like this, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. He's really breaking people down here, Monokuma. Holy shit. Like, this murder is so different, right? It's not just a murder of, oh, like, yeah, I want to escape. No, actually, exactly what Monokuma did drove Mondo to kill Chihiro. Even if it was just in an act of, like, even if it was indirectly. Monokuma was the driving force behind everything that has happened here in Chapter 2, just because he was willing to reveal those secrets. Holy shit.
Look at him! You see? You're all just like him! For a secret from the past, for a memory! For that, he killed another living human in cold blood! He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I sure don't.
You bastard! Just shut up, you son of a bitch! Go ahead, say that again! I dare you!
Yep.
Okay. I'll say it as many times as I want, is what I want to say. But, unfortunately, I can't do that right now, because the time for punishing is fast approaching.
Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
That's what I promised you, right? The blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Owada, the ultimate biker gang leader.
No. Wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Oh god, this is always so brutal.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Game over. Mondo has been found guilty. Time for the punishments. What is the punishment gonna be? Is it like gonna be get driven over by 10,000 bikes? The Cage of Death. What? Mondo butter? What? What the fuck? And he puts this on his pancakes. Holy shit, that is a weird way to die, but in comparison to the Leon's death, like the way he got killed and punished, it actually seems less brutal. Like Leon, you saw him actually physically get hit by every single baseball, you know, so you could actually like share his pain and feel his pain. Whereas with Mondo, you just sort of feel like, oh, he's going round and round on a motorcycle. That seems like fun, but it's not. Obviously, he's dead. He's died. He died, you know, so it was obviously a brutal death, but it just feels so much less painful to ourselves because it doesn't look that painful in comparison to, for example, the Leon's, right? But Leon didn't get eaten by Monokuma. Oh my god, I don't have any words to describe that. He made Mondo butter, put the Mondo butter on his pancakes for breakfast, and then he just ate it. Fucking Monokuma. Holy shit.
Laugh at death, and your soul will forever be at peace.
It can't be. My brother. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. No, Makoto. Oh my god. I feel bad for Taka too. He became so close with Mondo, right? And the thing about the whole Mondo, like this entire case trial, and like how we ended up coming to the conclusion that Mondo was a murderer and eventually truth behind it, was just like, the murder, it wasn't even like a conscious murder when Mondo decided like, oh my god, I have to kill Chihiro here to get out of here, like this is finally my chance. It actually didn't even happen like that. It was just like, he went into this sort of, I guess, he lost control of himself due to, like, it felt for Mondo that he was continuously being taunted by Chihiro, which was totally not what Chihiro wanted. But it's everything that Monokuma set in place, right? So Monokuma is definitely like the factor behind this kill in particular. Whereas in the first kill, I feel like that wasn't. Yeah, he gave a little nudge there, but here is like, I feel like it's the whole reason for it. The fact that he decided to reveal everyone's secrets was just the reason why everything like this happened. And it wasn't like really straightforward in a way as well, right? It was actually like this really deep and kind of hidden fears that you wouldn't even see or notice on the surface, and it's just something that came up, that it was noticed once or twice, and it's something that looking back at it you can definitely like, oh yeah, I should have noticed that, but at the moment you just don't really pay attention to those things that much and you don't think too much of it. But then in this case, those little things throughout, just before the case, you know, before the murder even, those little things actually turn out to have such a huge impact behind why everything happens. And that's so brilliant, actually. Just from a story perspective, right? Wise, right? Not from what Monokuma did, because fucking teddy bear, holy shit. Like, I'm not even mad at Mondo, like, fucking hell, he killed someone, yeah, he deserved to die. I don't even feel that way, because even though he killed Chihiro, he still went through all that trouble to try and keep his promise among men, you know, promise between men. He still tried to keep that, so I part of me still actually respects Mondo and feels bad that he got killed, and ultimately, like, yeah, okay, he did murder someone, it's in the rules, so, you know, it's part of the risk. Like, but I don't feel the same way about this particular punishment or murder or execution, like, yes, vindication or something like that, as I did with the Leon. This one is just so different. Oh god, and I feel, and I can share Taka's pain somewhat. Dang, he is losing it.
As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course he had to.
What a disappointment. This is the end of the game?
Byakuya,
What is this?
you're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead, do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do, because this game is life or death.
Hey,
I don't have anything to say to you, and I don't have to a response, except
however,
that I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime? That's exactly right, see? I feel like everything makes sense, except the whole part where Byakuya felt the need to make it look like Genocide Jack did it. Does he just have a personal grudge against Toko and or Genocide Jack? But he did it in such a sloppy way that it was kind of, that it would be obvious that we would eventually come to the point where, like, okay, Genocide Jack did it, and then, okay, it actually turns out Genocide Jack didn't do it. Like, he wasn't even surprised by the fact that we came to that conclusion. It was like he almost expected it, like it was part of his plan. But then I don't understand what his freaking plan is. To make it look like Genocide Jack did it, but then to have us find out that Genocide Jack didn't do it, and that somebody tried to frame Genocide Jack? What? What? How does that even evolve into your plan? Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. Don't tell me he was just doing it to freaking test us or something. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
honestly,
So you ignored the nighttime rule too?
That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
there is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue.
The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse.
What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder?
He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well,
So, you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. It's like he's going along with Monokuma's game, right? I mean, I get... Monokuma looks at this entire thing as a game. Byakuya has taken that perspective as well. He views it as a game. But, like, come on, save us all the trouble and just freaking say at the beginning... Like he says, it's a game of life and death. If Byakuya knows the answer, why doesn't he just save everyone's freaking time? Say at the beginning, like, okay, I saw Mondo did it, he did it, done. That saved like 3 hours of everyone's lives. One person still dies, so the game still continues, and then just continue from there. Why did he feel the need to do that? Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. Like, are you working together with Monokuma? Is that it? You did it all to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene.
But...
Damn, man. If we hadn't figured out who really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course. But it could be that no one believes you, because then it would be just... because he says it so late into the court, right? Into the case. Whereas like everybody already, we have been debating for 2.5 hours, and then Byakuya said like, yeah, okay guys, I actually knew all along. It was Mondo. I should have told you guys at the beginning. Like, nobody's gonna believe him at that point then, right? Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did, and I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for. Okay, that's an interesting thing. He could definitely have done this for strategic purposes, to find out, you know, the people that are really good at solving these murders and investigating and that sort of stuff. Because he probably thought like, okay, we were pretty good during the first case, and then he decided to make things even more difficult during the second one to try and see, you know, if we could solve it ourselves as well. And if we do, then we kind of passed Byakuya's test in his eyes, and then like, okay, he's a guy to look out for if I do want to kill someone and escape from here. So it's either like, it could either make us be like a target for Byakuya, you know, that he wants to kill us, or just, you know, that's something that he has to keep in mind during the class trials, that we are actually pretty good at solving these murders. So yeah, I can definitely understand that aspect of it, but still, just the entire thing that he looks at this as a game and sort of has almost shares the same perspective on it as Monokuma does kind of disgusts me a little bit.
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes. We're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey,
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next.
you...
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? Because this is all freaking reality TV. I'm telling you, it is. Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating.
I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn. What do you mean?
Huh?
Mean? Mean? Mean?
What the heck?
Mean.
Damn it!
Good grief. I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh, how exciting!
Ah, the noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me? I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you, understand? This is not Taken, Byakuya.
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Tagami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up!
Ooh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you.
Hey, he's not the main character. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you.
Temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap.
Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who are still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot.
Who's the baldy?
Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part.
Huh?
You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right?
Who is this?
Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay?
I knew he freaking put a spy among us. But who is this?
After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away!
Who is it? The 16th high school student. I mean, oh right, there was one empty vacant spot on the court every single time, right?
Ooh. My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but... super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied! Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
The fuck? Chapter 2, Boy's Life of Despair, ended. Damn. 10 people left.